Hi all and welcome to my League Start video for 3.24 Necropolis. I know it's extremely late and I'll tell you why it's extremely late. I played League Start 1900 hours on the Friday. That is the local time it starts at, 1900 hours, which for me is quite late. I have IRL responsibilities. And so 1900 hours for me is quite late because that's when I'm most busy looking after a disabled family member, doing some housework, make sure everyone's showered and healthy, etc. And then every 3-4 months it comes around to League Start and I put things in motion where so I can actually League Start, and every single time I end up being ill and there's arguments and such stuff. And Necropolis was no different. In fact, this time it was so much worse. If you remember watching my video or my pre-planned video, I was intending to play Molten Strike Champion, which is a build based on one from Baylor Mage's community. In fact, Baylor Mage did put out a League Start guide for it. You can go and find it on his channel. That's the League Start I was gonna do. But then after watching all of the content creators' live reactions, not their edited, highlighted reels, their actual live reactions from either their YouTube live streams. Yes, I prefer YouTube live streams. You can pause it and it's got decent subtitles. Twitch VODs suck, but I watch Twitch VODs as well. About a dozen or so content creators to get it, and a lot of people were very excited, but I was watching their body language and their reactions, and not everyone was hyped. There was a lot of skepticism in their reactions, and I don't know what else the feelings is, because being autistic I have problems recognizing feelings in people, but I can generally read body language if I concentrate. Anyway, so there seemed to be a lot of skepticism, so I was having second thoughts about the Molten Strike Champion. So I then went down a list in my head about my favourite mechanics: Heist, Delve, Blight. They're my top 3. Heist looked on paper like it was going to be bad after they removed all the divination cards, and they took out some other things as well, and it looked quite bad. So my plan was to do some League Start practice and then get into Standard and run some Heist and do some tests. So that was the plan. And I was still, come Thursday, so it's about 24 hours before League Start, I was still planning to start on the MS Champ, even though I had my own reservations. I woke up Friday and I changed my mind. I wanted to do Blight Ravaged maps. So I found a build, thanks to a friend, and I decided to play a Templar going into Hierophant Shockwave Totems. So I practiced the Templar. First of all, I started practicing Standard with some OP leveling gear. It went smoothly, just to see how it went, note down gems, etc. I realised I would have to mule to get some traps at the beginning, so that's what I did. I did a second test in sort of self-found Standard, ran a Saboteur Mule, ran the Templar, and it went really well. That went very smoothly. Got to Act 5, no problem at all. It was like, yep, okay, this went really good. Went into Act 7, no problem, felt really smooth. Lab was fine. I thought, okay, this is the one. It's a lot better for me than MS Champ, so that's what I did. I put a POB together, updated my filters, and was ready and hyped for League Start. So I League started. Like I said, local time was here about 1900 hours. I played for about 8 hours PoE. I took a break from League, went into Standard, did my Legacy map to unlock all my Atlas and Void Stones, did my tree for thing, ran about 20 Deception contracts in Heist, and realised that the way I do Heist, it sucks. No divination cards, and where divination cards were dropping, I was getting 1 or 2 stacked decks. No more than 2 max. Gone were the 3 to 5 stacks of stacked decks. Gone was all the divination cards. It felt rough. So yeah, I gave up on Heist quite quickly. Went back to continue my league start. So that's what I did. Went to bed about I don't know, about 300 hours Saturday morning. Had to be up at 5:30 hours because of my IRL obligations, which meant Saturday I felt rough. This led to some severe family disagreements, and I stopped playing PoE in the early afternoon of Saturday. Spent some time with the family, got hydrated, didn't have any more Coca-Cola, which is the soda I usually drink, turned to water, had a healthy meal of an evening and went to bed early. Woke up Sunday and started to play, and this wave of emotions hit me, and not good emotions. So I stopped, logged off of PoE, went and played some Baldur's Gate 3, and tried to go back to PoE and realised I wasn't having any fun. In fact, it was negatively affecting me. So I contacted a friend on Discord and said, "Hey, I'm quitting the league. Can you please help me out? I just need a clean break. I don't want to come back. I don't want any items. Can you just take all my stuff and just take it? I don't care. Just let me give you everything because I'm done." And they checked with me every time. They did nearly a dozen checks to make sure this is what I wanted to do, and very kindly took all my stuff. To me, it was a service and kindness that they did. So just to confirm, as you can see here, this is my account, and as you can see, all I've got is standard and my hardcore solo self-found, where my level 90 character sits, where I did my challenge of getting to level 90 in hardcore solo self-found and completing all 4 ascendancy trials. So that will sit there forever and a day. I'd done that challenge. It was hard work, but I did it. So since then, I've been playing standard. I've updated all my characters. I've done their POBs. I've delved. Oh god, I love delve. I'm ignoring Heist because it sucks for the way I like to play. I did some maps. I've done some crafting. I've done some trading. I've pretty had a very relaxing week. Well, I would have. Tuesday, so that's 3 days ago. It is currently 23:30 hours on the 5th of April. It's a Friday evening. My gaming monitor, my main monitor, threw a pixel, blew a pixel, and that made half the screen crack and go all kinds of horribleness. It was unrepairable. It was one of the very few pieces of equipment I own that isn't insured. So I looked online, realised my local store had a monitor that was within my price range. So we went up there, we took the old monitor in to see if they would do, some sort of recycling thing. They did. They knocked some off the new monitor, grabbed the new monitor, come home, set it up, started playing, and within... Well, it took me a few hours to set it up because cables, and it's slightly bigger than my old monitor, so I had to move my desk around and take the printer off the desk and all sorts of that stuff. So it took me several hours to do that, and I got it up and running, put it on, but within a very short time of using the monitor, I became very ill. So I thought, it's just the stress and too much soda. I've been stressed. I'll have some exercise, have a healthy snack, drink some more water, wander around a bit and just, de-stress, do some yoga and just de-stress. So I did all of that. Came back, sat down, put PoE back on, and again I had this, I can't explain it, very horrible. I felt very nauseous. It was like my motion sickness was kicking in. And it wasn't until a family member came past and went, "Oh, that monitor is different to your other ones." I was like, okay, it's the new monitor causing this motion sickness problem I'm having. So I packed it all away in the packaging. I put it to one side, by which point the store had closed. So I checked online again. They had a different monitor which I knew would be suitable for me. I did lots of research in it. So this was the Wednesday. So I went in the store and said, I'm sorry, this is what's happened. I can't use this monitor. It's making me ill. So they took it back. And I went, right, you've got this monitor in store. And apparently their online store and their actual brick and mortar store differs. So they didn't have any monitors in that I could use. So I had two choices. I could either come home and get it delivered, which would take about 7 days, or I could order it in a store and it would be on the next delivery, which I get tomorrow, that being Saturday the 6th of April, so in about 14 hours from when I'm recording this video. So fine, we'll get it delivered. So it's been horrible. I've only had 2 monitors and it's driving me crazy, really is. So this is why this video may look scuff. I'm using monitors that aren't designed for this, and I'm lacking a third monitor. So that's the story. I don't have any league characters, but I'm missing playing in the league. So I thought to myself, outside of Ruthless, which I've tried, I hate it mainly because of the gems. I want to buy gems. I don't want to have gems dropped for me. I love Ruthless. I would quite happily play it if they put vended gems back in. If they put vended gems back in, bam, I switch to Ruthless. It's that simple. I doubt they'll ever will, but by and by. So I thought, what style of play is there? I can't do softcore trade because there's too much pressure on going fast, and I don't understand why people go out of their way to make a load of currency in the first week and then quit. They don't play standard. They just, for the first week, they go out of their way, they min-max one character, they amass like 500 divines, and then they wait for the new league. They never log into standard. It just, all this stuff just sits and rots in standard. And I don't get it. Why bother? Logically, to me, it doesn't make sense, and it probably won't make any sense because anyway, moving on. I'm not going to go down that path. Okay, I'm a slow methodical player. Most campaigns, if I'm paying attention and enjoying myself, I don't die until I get to maps, and I don't come close to dying really until I start into high yellow maps where I'm getting bored and frustrated that I haven't had red maps drop. Unless we get to the Voidstone bosses, and then all bets are off because they're horrible. They're not designed for somebody with my medical conditions. Despite many years of notifications and offers of help, GGG still build bosses and areas where either there are dark places with flashing bright effects, or areas that are all the same colour, or boss arenas that all look the same colour. For example, there's a forest in, I think it's Act 6 or 7. It's just a forest. I think it might be called Southern Forest, I don't know, can't remember. Anyway, it's got green grass with green trees. I can't see anything. To me, everything looks green. I can't see the mobs. So I usually load up. I make sure I've got at least 15% movement speed boots, hopefully 2 quicksilvers, and 3 life flasks. And I just run through that area and hope I get through. Because I can't see any mobs, which is generally why I play totem builds, because they auto target, or some sort of auto-targeting build, so I don't have to worry. Because I can't see anything. Eater Worlds is the same thing. To me, the entire arena looks blue. I can't see anything. The only reason I've killed Eater Worlds myself was by using an overpowered Poison SRS Necromancer build. I had a 2020 Animate Guardian with stacked out with gear. I had a Stone Golem, 2 Spectres, and then SRS with an Arcanist brand setup, and I was block capped with OG Bone Barrier, and I just stood in the centre of the arena and I tanked the boss. I couldn't see what was happening. I could see there was some sort of movement, and and then there was no movement. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll try and loot now. So it took me a couple of minutes to wander around until I could loot the body and get my voice down. Other than that, I always have to pay like a divine or so for a carry. So yeah. Outside of bossing, I'm slow and methodical and generally don't die. So I thought, okay, where can I go? Hardcore trade. So as soon as I get my new monitor, I am going to be league starting hardcore trade in Necropolis, and I will post video updates how it goes. I've got no clue what build I'm going to do. I'll go and have a look and find out what I can find out, and possibly put a PoE together and go from there. Hopefully by the time you see this video, because I'm going to encode it and then I'm probably going to go to bed, and then I'll release it in the morning, which will be about 8-10 hours time-ish. So that's what's happened. That's my plans. If I do league starts, it's probably always going to be in hardcore trade. In reference to Path of Exile 2, I have my doubts because the way they're all harping on about WASD. Because of my medical conditions, I can't use my mouse. All my keys are on the keyboard, on the left-hand side of the keyboard, because my left arm is the only arm that works 100%. And if I'm forced, or if the game is set up with WASD in mind, that's not going to work for me because my keys are mapped to something else. I tried controller setup in Path of Exile 1. It is fine until you get to stash tabs, and then it's horrible. So I'm hoping that the PoE 2 would have better controller support, and I'll use controller, or I'm not going to be able to play because I don't have enough space on my keyboard to put 4 movement abilities on it. I use D to go forward, and that's about it. After that, I don't move side to side and backwards, and if that's the way they designed the game, I can't play it. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope more PoE videos will come, and I hope to see you in the next PoE video or in my BG3 videos, which I'm running on my channel because I want to. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Apologies for the little bit of rambling and ranting. It's what I do sometimes.